I thought I moved my mic. Oops. Anyways, while Twitch is on the ad break, hello YouTube. Just want to let you guys know that everything that happens on here is live. I really don't ever edit these videos unless I mess up at the beginning for some reason and I need to take it out, which has happened before because sometimes YouTube is a little far behind or I forget to turn my music off. That's happened before. So, as Twitchers start coming back in here again because, you know, ads that I run once in a while. I don't like running the ads, but I kind of have to. Otherwise, when new people come in here, it's kind of a problem. So I'm throwing the chat up on the screen. That way, when people from Twitch do talk, we can all see it. It comes up. You can also see it. You just see everything. You just see everything. Because since we are live, and this goes up live, and you know, everybody that misses it, you can go back and see it. You can just post in the comments, do whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want. Make them respectful. We are new riders here, but we like yapping about bikes. So I want to see what y'all are riding. So if you're from, wow, I am really tired, guys. We're going to go over why, but if you're from YouTube, I'd love to see you over here on Twitch. Twitchers, I'd love to see you guys over on YouTube. I'm trying to think of a way to do like a YouTube special where we only do YouTube once a week and go from there. I don't know what it is going to be yet. I'm still trying to come up with ideas. So if you got some ideas, let me know in my Discord. Easiest way. Cool. So today is MOTO freaking Saturday. Talk about bikes, cars, whatever you guys want to talk about. It's just kind of a relaxing mood. Saturday, it's most of us on Saturdays, we're out, you know, riding motorcycles, driving around in our fast cars, taking them to shows, doing stuff like that. And now it's just time to chill. And some of us tonight, I know some shows going on here in Colorado today or tonight that I actually thought about going to one of them, but I am too tired. I am too tired. It is what it is, and I'm going to show you guys why I'm too tired. I'm already feeling the Red Bull drop, and I only drank that thing like an hour ago, so. I'm going to be hydrating a lot, by the way. So, how was everybody's ride? Where'd you go? What'd you do? If you're not from Colorado, I ain't going to have any idea where you went, but I still want to hear about it. Maybe I'll probably look it up. I'm going to make it easy for you. We're going to talk about my ride first. Like I said, I don't edit these things out, so you guys get to see all the bloopers. We're going to talk about my ride. If anybody else comes in here, we start talking. So, and then we're going to get into the MSF course, how to be prepared for it, and all of the stuff that I could probably talk about in under 5 minutes, to be completely honest with you. And why researching might hurt you. So, the ride today. Mind you guys, I live in Colorado. I'm going to show you a map of the ride. Total distance was 184 miles. That's why I'm tired. That's why I'm beat. My bike is a sport touring bike, so it doesn't even bother it. It's made to do that. I'm just old. Well, I'm not real old, but I'm older. The initial ride was only going over Mount Blue Sky Pass, also known as Squaw Pass, also known as Mount Evans. That was the initial ride. Drop down into Idaho Springs, go over to Georgetown to have some ice cream. Well, we dropped down into Idaho Springs, went over to Georgetown, took a break, stretched it out, stretched our backs out, butts out, everything else. Went over Guanella Pass, which I am going to tell you right now. I have driven that pass a few times. I love driving that pass. If you are in Colorado, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is an amazing drive. It's an amazing pass. The views are absolutely, you can't beat them. It's not for the faint of heart. It is not a pass you take a beginner driver over, and is definitely not a pass you take a beginner rider on. And I will be 100% honest with all of you right now. I was not thinking I was going to be on this pass until next year. I honestly had no intention of even being on this pass until next riding season. Zero intention. Zero. Until next year. We did Squaw Pass, and the people we're riding with were like, you can do it. You've come a long way. I'm impressed. I'm actually really shocked about how much dedication you've put into this to be able to ride with us and keep up with us, which, by the way, keeping up with them is not easy. They took, two of them took off. There's no way I could, there's no way. No way. So Dad and I stayed back. I could tell, even though my dad kept on saying he was okay with our speed, I could tell he wanted to go faster. I ain't there yet. I will be. Give me until next year. I bet I could. But the turns on there, you have to do them in first gear and like between 10 and 15 miles an hour while you're going uphill and around. And the way that how tight some of these turns are, it feels like you're doing a U-turn while you're going uphill. And if you got slow traffic in front of you, it makes it even worse. So you got to stay way back. But I did it. It's kind of my graduation, I feel like, from beginner to beginner, intermediate area, where all the guys I rode with today said I was more intermediate than beginner at this point, and I've been riding 3 months. So if you're like, I've been riding for a month, I feel like I'm going nowhere, let's talk about it. If I can do it in 3 months, you can do it in 3 months. If you haven't started riding yet and you're afraid that it's going to take too long for you to get to the mountains, it's kind of what we're doing here. If you're in somewhere where there's no mountains, but you got some like the harder, twisty roads, I got you. Don't worry, got you. We'll get there, but we gotta get to the MSF course first. But let's look at this map. So obviously this is the city, but we came down this way first to 285. And it's about right here we had breakfast. This is about the Conifer area, about here-ish. This is a fun little route. Like you get about here, if you're in Colorado, you know this is Indian Hills. Why is it always cold there? It could be 100 degrees outside and it's cold right here. It's weird, but it feels good when it's hot out. It's really cold when it's cold out like this morning. It felt good. Had breakfast, and then we took off, came up right here, all the way here. So about here-ish. So there's a roundabout, like right in this area. I think it's right here. That's Evergreen. And you can go right here, take this all the way down. This is Morrison right here. This is my other loop that I really like to take, or you can take this, which is Gulch, which is Indian Hills, go down through here and come back up and do it again. Really fun ride. So if you're you're still on the newer side or just want a fun Western loop, 285, Evergreen, Morrison, down. You can even come back all the way up if you wanted to. Or here, bam, and then you can cross here. It doesn't really show it, but this is where we crossed over again. And come down here, go over this little, this is a high grade road, Pleasant View, and come down. Oh, this is turning into one of my favorite areas, but we'll get there. This right here, all these twisties, look at all, like, oh, look at all these twisties. There's a ton of them. Idaho Springs. There's this. That was the original plan, was just that part. Just this right here. Whoop. And up here to Georgetown. And then we were going to figure out from there, probably come back down through it, honestly. But, or we were going to go down this way and grab 6th and go into Golden. But this was the original plan. Right home. Right home. It was a lot of fun. And it's another route where a beginner, you guys are not going to like that route at all. You will like this one over here. Trust me on that one. It's got enough twisties to keep you on your toes, but it's not this. This is a good, I would say, beginner intermediate route, and this is your intermediate, straight intermediate route. So if you want something where you're a little, you've done this, you've done the Deer Creek Canyon, you've done some things in Golden, not Golden Gate. Golden Gate would be in this bracket, I think. Maybe this bracket. You haven't done Golden Gate, but you've done like Clear Creek and some other stuff. And you want something more challenging, come over here to Swap Pass. Try it. Just try it. Again, this is for my people in Colorado. So, and no, you cannot see where I'm living. Don't think this is where I live. This is where I tell the app to start recording. So don't even go there. So you go into all of the stuff, Idaho Springs, and we took a side route here. Now we need to talk about this side route. I have been to Georgetown numerous times in the course of my life. I've gone fishing there. I've gone just to get ice cream and stuff like that. I've been there a lot. This road here, I think I've been on it once or twice in my entirety of 38 years I've been alive. There's a spot, and it's hard to see it on this map, but there's a spot that we had to turn left, and I think it was like right there maybe. Where my dad was like, is this where I turned? So he slowed down, I slowed down, we all slowed down, but we weren't ready for him to stop and turn the way he did. So, kind of caught a couple of us off guard. Because they're like, oh yeah, this is where you turned, and he just kind of went, stop, turn. I ended up going past him a little ways and kind of doing like a half a U-turn to come back and go. One thing and the reason why I'm bringing this up is one, it did get me shook a little bit, so I'm kind of glad we stopped. Two, you always got to be paying attention on these guys. Like, I don't care how long you've been riding, beginner to expert, I don't give a crap. You have got to be paying attention at all times. Because if we were not riding and staggered, I would have ran right into the back of my dad on that one. There's no way I could have been able to stop in time. Make sure you're riding in proper formation, get staggered, because you never know. Even when you're talking to each other, sometimes you just never know. But my dad's like, yeah, good save, unless it was a mistake. I was like, well, it wasn't really a mistake. I just wasn't expecting you to hit the brakes like that. And he kind of got a little quiet when I said that, but it's true. I wasn't expecting him to do that. But we're fine. Everything's fine. We got around the corner and we got into Georgetown. Boop. Now it is more like this is kind of a weird how it shows it, but it is actually like right here. This is the town right here. So go down back here. We get off our bikes, take a little bit of a break. Where there is this. That's where we took our break. This is my dad's bike. This is my bike. My little blue helmet. This is a guy's bike. I don't want to say their names. You guys know how I am about names. But this guy is the guy that helped me do all the maintenance work on mine. And this is another guy. This is my dad's group. I'm just a shoe-in until I find my own group kind of thing. But nice picture, right? BMW, Kawasaki, BMW, KTM. They're a little bit bigger than I am. That's a 1200, that's a 1250, that's a 1600, 650. But all really nice bikes, all really fun bikes. All bikes that are really good for the mountains. Because sport touring, adventure, adventure. That is our little break spot. So those two took off and they went down this, and then we made sure that's what we wanted to do, and then we went and did this. You can't really see it because of how this line comes out, and this is Rever, by the way. There is some very sharp turns right here. Where I'm not kidding you, your first gear going, yep, and it's like doing a U-turn, going uphill. About here's peak. I wanted to take a picture at peak, but there was so many people up there. It was insane. So we said, screw that. Rode down here, and there's some pretty fun twisties and views that you will not see unless you're on a bike. I'm just going to say it. You just won't see it unless you're on a bike. And then somewhere around here's where we took our break. The stretch, because both of our backs were starting to hurt. And it's where I picked up this picture. This picture will be, at some point, will be a thumbnail. But again, this is my dad's bike. BMW, and that's mine. It was definitely a really, really nice ride today, guys. Like, just the pure fact that I got to do this. Again, I didn't think I was going to do that ride till next year. I had no plans on even touching it. Couple of areas that I think I could have done better on. But if you think today was the last day I'm going to ride that pass, you'd be wrong. I'm going to do it again. So we came down here, got back onto 285. And then right around here, we turned right, went back under the highway, filled up my bike. I was at half tank. I didn't think this was going to be the end. I thought we were going to come down here, maybe turn left, maybe go right and go through Deer Creek or something. So to be safe, when we stopped again to stretch and figure out what we were gonna do, I filled up again, and that way I don't have to worry about running out of gas if we went longer. And I'm glad I did, because typically my bike lasts about 200 to 250. If I'm lucky, I'll get 250 pretty much, because it runs in the higher RPMs. So 200 is about where I've been like safe keeping it, to make sure I fill up in that area. We hit 184. There is a chance. I just realized something. Oh well. Some of you might know my name now. Oh well. I don't really care that much. My mind went blank. But I thought we were going to keep going. So I filled up to be safe. So we did 184. That's where we were. We're 184 miles. I think I would have been fine without filling up if I would have gone all the way here. And I would just let it sit until next week and been done with it. But looking at the weather for the week, besides tomorrow and Monday, I might be able to do like an afternoon ride this week. We'll see. If I do, I don't have to fill up, and I can go do some kind of Eastern loop or something. But we go here, take a little bit of a break, then we come back over, and then this is called Pleasant View Road into Highline Road or Pass or whatever. This is a great ride for all experience levels. You can go slow through there as a beginner or extremely fast as an experienced rider. Today was probably the fastest I've gone through here, mainly because I did all this. But by the time I got here, I was like, okay, I think I'm done. And I did want to keep going. My dad wanted to keep going, so I thought about maybe going through, like down this way into Deer Creek Canyon, coming up here into Castle Rock, coming down, or even coming over here to Parker. But I was also starting to get tired, and my butt was killing me. So I just came down here, jumped on the 470, and voila, and voila, and voila, and voila. And we were done. This is my Discord, by the way. But this was the ride I've been wanting to do. Not so much with Guanella, but with the Squaw Pass. The next big one for me is going to be Golden Gate, which, depending on how next week goes, maybe we might do Golden Gate all the way up at Destis Park. Who knows? Who knows? I'm a little upset that I forgot to pull my name out of that. It's all right. And I do run a business. I'm going to have my name on that stuff, my real name, so you guys are going to figure it out eventually anyways. I just don't like sharing it for security reasons, but I guess it's not that big of a deal. It is my name after all. Just know that if you decide if you want to find my number, I'm not going to answer. But there's I am so tired, guys. I am struggling. But there is one place you got to start to get all to this. It's the MSF course. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. A lot of people out there that will go, oh, you don't need the MSF. Well, let me tell you something. They're right. They're wrong at the same time. Anybody can get on the bike and go down the highway. Anybody. Go do that stuff. Go meet me in a parking lot so we can do U-turns and figure eights. I'm sure some of you are like, yeah, I can do that. Let's go. Okay. I'll meet you there. My dad's bike is about 700 pounds. See, mine's 475. I think his is 775, 875, something like that. And he can do U-turns on that bike better than I do it on mine. And I practiced a lot. Give you an idea. Just because you can go straight down the highway does not mean you're a good rider. If you can do technical stuff and curvy roads and mountain roads and figure eights and stuff like that, you're a good rider. If you can go off-road on adventure bikes and do some of the things that I just don't comprehend, my brain can't comprehend it, you're a good rider. If you can do 100 miles an hour down the highway, you're stupid. Cool. You can do 100 miles an hour down the highway. You can do 150. Ooh, you can do 200. Oh, now we're talking. I don't care. You're going in a straight line. You're dodging traffic. You're being an idiot. You're the reason why the death rate for motorcycles is so high. Good for you. On this channel, I want to promote safe riding the best I can. Doesn't mean that we all go the speed limit the whole time. Of course not. I don't even think we went the speed limit today. But we're not out here going 100 miles an hour. Like, we're just not. $77 was my max speed today. You don't have to go that fast. I've been faster than that, sure. But, and my bike will hit 120 miles an hour, sure. There's just no reason for it, though. You don't have to go that fast. So the MSF course, Motorcycle Safety Foundation. Let's go over it a little bit. That's might be where most people are trying to get to anyways. This is what they care about. They don't care about my ride. Who cares about my ride? I do. I wanted to talk about it. Let's see. I want to timestamp this thing. 45. Okay. Hold on. Oh, I can do it later. It's fine. I'll just put down 45 in this. That way when I go in there to... Again, this is not no edits, so... Let's do this, and do this. Oops. 45 minutes. Boop. Okay. At about 45 minutes is when we start talking about this. All right, it's Motorcycle Safety Foundation course. So we're going to want to do this in order to get a license. Getting a license means that if you get pulled over, you don't have to pay an even worse fine, and you get to keep your bike. If you do not have a license, they can 110% take your bike and impound it, even if they're just pulling you over for a bad tail light. You could have nothing on your record. You could be a perfect little angel. And if you don't have a motorcycle license, you could pay this huge fine and have your bike go to the impound until you can go get your license to get it back. Is that something that's going to happen every time? Of course not. But worst case scenario, we don't want to see our bikes getting hauled away on the back of a tow truck. Go get your license. Be smart. Be safe. There's a lot of idiot drivers out there. A ton. I almost got sideswiped twice today. They are out there all over the place. Is getting the license going to keep you from getting in a wreck? Of course not. But it is going to give you the basic training you need to get out of different situations, get you to looking for stuff, get you knowing how to stand up when there's something on the road, all this other stuff. It does help. So how do you prepare for it though? Well, one way is to head over to Dan the Fireman, watch his videos on it, because he is actually, or used to be, a motorcycle instructor, and then he started his own course, and it's the whole thing. Let him explain it. I don't know him, he doesn't know me, but he's mainly the big guy that I watched when it came to the MSF course, because he knows what he's talking about, and he runs you through the practice test. Yeah, practice test. There is a written test and a writing test. You have to pass them both. You have to pass them both. If you fail the written, you're done. If you fail the writing test, you're done. My class, we did the written first and then the writing, because the day of my MSF course, it was so foggy and rainy you couldn't see in front of you. You need to be prepared for that too. Rain, shine, fog. I doubt they do it to snow, but if they do, be ready for that. They will not cancel it, and you're going to be out there no matter what. Just be ready for no matter what. I would say if it's hailing, probably not, because that's just going to hurt. Snow is probably a 50-50 chance. Here in Colorado, I would say a higher chance of you still having your class, even if it's snowing out. Don't expect it to be 80 degrees out and just, oh, it's so nice. Don't expect that. Expect it to be crappy weather. You're going to need boots. Work boots are just fine. You're going to need jeans. You don't need to have riding jeans, but you need to have some sort of jeans. A jacket, a hoodie, or something with long sleeves. That is mandatory. You will need gloves. You don't need riding gloves. We went over this last week, but you can get them. These are Neuro gloves. They're super cheap, $20, and they are riding gloves. You will need those. That is what you will have to provide. Most classes, not all, but most classes provide a helmet, so you will not have to bring your own helmet. I didn't get mine till after. And most classes will provide the bike. So you shouldn't have to worry about the bike or the helmet, but everything else you need. You don't need actual riding gear, because the fastest you'll go is maybe 25. Most people only hit about 20. Still going to hurt if you go down, but you're not going to need all the stuff. You're just not. So that is what you have to have for the course, what you need to provide. You also need to come with the mindset that you don't know everything. I don't care if you grew up riding bikes. I don't care if you were on a dirt bike your entire life. I care less if you rode a pocket rocket. I could care less if you've been riding your motorcycle around illegally for years. Now the cops are making you get a license. I could care less if you're trying to go to the track and they won't let you on because you don't have a license. That's a thing. I don't care if you bought a bike and you can't get insured because you don't have a license. Yes, that's a thing too. Don't care. You need to go there prepared to learn. And this brings me to the next point. Do not look up videos. I did that. sure, you should be prepared when you go and understand how counter steering works. How does leaning work? Why do you turn the handlebars sometimes and then press, not push, press the handlebars? Like, what's the difference? What's all? You know what? It's okay to look some of that stuff up, but they're going to be in your actual course as well. Like, I don't have any problem with it. I'll probably go through some of this stuff at some point on what's what, just to give kind of a better idea. I just don't feel like I'm in a position with how long I've been writing that I can explain it well enough to be able to teach you how to do it. I can just explain it to the point of like very basic. Because me personally, I've been riding bicycles for so long, so I just do it naturally. That's the other thing you want to do. Ride a bike. Get on a bicycle. If you haven't been on one in years, that's okay. Get on one and ride it around the neighborhood a few times. This is partly the reason why I think I'm progressing like I am, is I rode a bicycle for so long. And I did road bikes. I was fast. I took the feeling of the bicycle to the feeling of the motorcycle is almost exactly the same. Of course, the motorcycle's bigger. Of course, it's heavier. But when it comes to turning, as soon as I felt the similarities between the two, I've been good since. I'm just getting used to the speed. So make sure you have that. Make sure you have a good understanding. You don't need to know exactly how to do it, because in the class you're going to hear press the handlebar, press the handlebar, press the handlebar. They're going to have you stand there and turn the wheel right and lean left. You're going to be extremely confused. And you come bring it up and you're going to do it the other way. That's so you know how it feels to counter steer. They're going to do that so you understand it. Just because you watch the videos online doesn't mean that you understand it. Just being honest with you. So do not over research your stuff. You are going to have the people that knows everything. You're going to have people that doesn't know anything. You're going to have the people that can't take constructive criticism. You're going to have the old fart who probably waited too long to get on a motorcycle, but ends up being one of the better riders in the entire class. And you're just going to stand there and go, huh? How? If you're a younger gun in your 20s somewhere, make sure you know the rules of the road. The biggest thing I've seen is people don't know the rules of the road. Then they go on the road and somehow they pass the MSF, even though there's actual like road questions in there, and they don't know what they're doing. Make sure you know the road rules of the road. In your MSF course, they are going to ask you what certain signs mean. You're going to want to know. Understand on what kind of bike you want to possibly start on. Because if you do a course like mine, there's multiple different bikes, and you're going to want to try to get on the bike that's going to fit what you're trying to ride on. And if it's a cruiser, sit at home. I won't tell you this one because I still struggle with this. Getting better, but still kind of struggle. Sit where your legs would be on said cruiser and stand up. My bike, mine's kind of set up like a sport bike, so it's knees bent kind of behind me a little bit. Not fully, but a little bit. So I work on standing up. I do it all the time. You need to know how to do this because there are areas where you will have to stand up and get off your seat. And you also have to do it in the MSF course as well. Understand how to do slow turns. U-turns. Everybody loves U-turns. Everybody. Not. You will be doing figure eights in a box. Understand how to do them. Understand how to turn the bike at a very slow speed. Understand the dance between the clutch and the throttle. I know I'm overwhelming you guys, and I don't want to do that. And you don't need to look all this stuff up, but you need to be prepared for it. The biggest thing that gets people in the MSF course is the U-turns. That is the biggest one where people fail. So if I have any kind of suggestion for you, get on your bicycle and do U-turns. If you have a motorcycle, use your own judgment on it. Have somebody go with you, but do some U-turns. Start them wide, bring them in. Don't do them fast. Take the practice test on the MSF site. You'll thank me later. I'm starting to lose my voice because I'm super dry and again, like 184 miles. But out of everything that you could look up, everything that I just told you, be aware of. Be prepared for it the best you can, but be aware of it. Have fun. If it ain't fun, it ain't for you. And there's nobody's gonna judge you like, hey, I did the course. I blew $420, but it ain't for me. It's a whole lot better than, yeah, I just blew $10,000 on a motorcycle. It ain't for me. You're out 10 grand. That's not. Go take the course and find out. I had a thought come in my head and it went bloop. Yeah, if it's not for you, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. There are people that have gone into that course and they get on those bikes and nope. Like your first exercise is sitting on the bike and moving it back and forth. So you go up, turn it, go up, back, turn it, go up, turn it. And you're like walking it while playing with the friction zone. You are going to be so extremely sore after that first day because your hips are not used to that. There are people that whiskey throttle that and that's the end of it. Nope. So if it's not for you, it's okay. If you're gonna watch any videos about it, again, Dan the Fireman, and then there's some other ones that you can watch that are like preparing for MSF course. Be careful with those, but if they're actually on the MSF course, that's okay. And some of these MSF teachers will actually kind of give you a heads up before you actually go in there. Those I think are okay. I watched a lot of those. But if it's just some random dude, and you could even put me into this at this point because I'm not on my bike. I'm not out there on the course. But if it's some random dude on his bike just running around, take it as you will. I'm just here trying to tell you guys how to be a little bit more prepared for it. I'm not telling you what to do. Those guys tell you what to do. I am not going to go down that route. But you can put me in the lump with those guys because, again, I'm not on my bike right now. I'm sitting in my freaking bedroom talking to you about this. I'm actually just whatever. But I've taken the course. I passed it first try, and now I'm doing stuff like what I just showed you guys. There's one guy, I don't remember his name. He took the course, failed it. He's running around on the highway, getting ready to take it again. He failed the written. They didn't even let him do the writing portion. And he's pissed about it. I'd be mad about it too, don't get me wrong. But why is he making videos about the MSF course if he failed it? You can fail it. Pay attention in class, pay attention to the online stuff, and you'll be just fine. Trust me, you'll be perfectly fine. But that is about all I got for you guys. I knew it wasn't going to be that long of a video today over there on the YouTubers because then I'm just like, I'm probably going to be doing that here pretty soon. I don't want to go to bed yet, but there's a chance. But YouTube, thanks for coming out. I am going to timestamp it. So at 45 minutes, I hope you guys all saw it at 45 minutes. That's when the actual portion of the video starts. And you don't have to listen to me yap about my ride. And then, yeah, tomorrow, for the YouTubers, Twitchers already know this. Tomorrow is TCG Sundays, where we talk about TCG business, because I run a TCG business. I'm going to be packing orders. I got one sitting right there, which obviously post office is closed over the weekend, so yeah. Packing orders, opening packs. I wanted to get my pro site done. That didn't happen. It's okay though. We got plenty of time. And we just talk about what's going on and chilling out, and we might play games. We might. So come back tomorrow around 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. I should be all napped up and everything. Sundays I relax. So I will see YouTubers. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. And if not tomorrow, I'll see you next week. And if I don't see you at all, and I see you in the comments, I'll see you in the next comment section. And if you live in Colorado, join my Discord. I'd like to get into a riding group more my age. I love riding with my dad. It's been a fantastic time. But I need a riding group, new friends. Here's my application. I don't mind riding solo, but on the weekends, being able to do stuff like this. Yeah, I go just about every Saturday. So let me know. And YouTubers, I'll see you on the next one.